All right, good morning, tribe, and welcome to the donut shop at the beginning of the world. I am your host, Dr. Mark Merriweather Vorderbruggen, coming to you live, from Ravenscar. And Chirpy just flew by. Chirpy was hanging out in the elderberry right over here, eating some elderberries, getting that immune system up and strong, and he flew over to the oak tree. So cool. Hey, good morning. I already saw Charles was here. Hey, Mike, good morning. Constance, over in the South Carolina, representing the tribe on the East Coast there. Good morning, Wolf. Good morning, Kat. Oh, Kat, I answered your question, so you probably saw that. What else we got going on, people? It is Tuesday. I had the weirdest dream last night. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Lauren. Hey, Darlene. Good morning, all. And Michelle and Sherry and Henry. It's calling out these names reminds me of at church when they do the litany of saints and they go saints, and they list all the saints, and it takes a while, but cool. Hey, Sharon. Yeah, so weird dream last night. Now I've mentioned in the past that I'm pretty good at lucid dreaming, where certain things you realize in the dream that I am dreaming. I have control of this universe, and away you go. So you are aware that you are dreaming. And one of the triggers for me is if I dream I'm back in school, particularly in high school. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Shirley. Hey, Kieran. And so usually if I'm dreaming, one of those high school dreams where it's like I can't remember which room I'm supposed to be in, or I can't remember my locker number or something like that, I go, wait a minute. Okay, I finished high school 30 years ago. This is not happening. This must be a dream. And like I said, away I go. Hey, Alan. Hey, Karen. So last night I had one of those I'm in high school dreams. And I was with, a bunch of my high school friends and also a bunch of my current adult friends. And what was really weird was that it was also a whole bunch of superheroes there. Spider-Man and Doctor Strange and Iron Man and Captain America and Batman and Wonder Woman and, mixed Marvel and DC and all that. And yet it seemed perfectly normal and not unusual. And so it did not trigger the lucid dreaming effect. Like I was like, wait a minute, this has to be a dream. But while I was sitting there in math class and listening, I noticed that the Thing, the big orange Rocky guy from Fantastic Four, was sitting there and he looked really upset. As upset as a creature with a face made of stone can look. And so I went over and asked him, what's wrong? You look upset. Hey, good morning, Donna. Good morning, Chris. And he just kept shaking his head and said, this isn't right. None of this is right. There's something wrong here. And I'm thinking, dude, you've been reading the news or something? And he's just going on how everything was broken and nothing is right. So, and then that's when I woke up, because that's when 4:19 hit and doing, my eyes open up. I don't know why I wake up at 4:19 every morning. Kind of wish my body wouldn't do that, but yeah. For some reason in the dream universe, the Thing thinks that everything is wrong, and there's all sorts of stuff going on behind the scenes. Hey, good morning, Kimberly. Mike, I had one of those I know I'm dreaming dreams last night. I broke my tractor in half helping a friend. I knew it was a dream when no fluid spilled. Yep. Those things when you're in tune with the real world, and I've real world enough to realize, when the dream worlds break those rules, that you go, wait a minute. Hey, Kathleen. So, I have a lot of I'm back in school dreams, and I can't understand the math test or things like that. I also have a lot where I'm trying to get somewhere, like I have to be somewhere for something important in a few hours, and the car keeps breaking down, or I can't find the keys, or things like that. Yeah, not 420. I need my brain. Good morning, April. Hey, Kelsey. Yep. Internal clock wakes you up at 5 a.m. daily. You know, that's good if you want to get up at 5 a.m. daily. Yep. The thing is right, but on the bright side, Chirpy still sings. There's a lot of birds in the backyard here. Sharon, the other night I dreamt I was touring a surreal house. The indoor pool was shaped like a giant toilet. I was a commentary on what the builder Thor of the people as a whole. It was a commentary on what the builder thought of people as a whole. Yeah. You know, wow, there are just a lot of birds back here. Oh, I don't know if you can see this. Yeah. So these two trees here and there are filled. I don't know, some sort of bird. I'm not a bird person. I don't know my birds very well. I know mockingbirds. I know pigeons. I know the edible birds. Let's see, can we? There we go. Nope. Like I said, Kelsey, I may put out some suet if it gets really cold, but otherwise, I'm a firm believer that the bird feeders just spread disease and screw up the bird's normal diet. So, but on the other hand, I have tons of different foods in my yard here for them, so it works. I feed them naturally. Hey, good morning, Kimberlyn. Darling, could be robins. No. There's some sort of sparrowy like thing. Yeah, that's right. A lot of birds are traveling through Texas, overwintering here, or heading across the Gulf of Mexico down to, well, you know, the Yucatan and so forth there. Hey, BJ, edible birds. Yep. Hey, Charles. It amazed me when I learned that the hummingbirds, at least one type of hummingbird, I don't know if all of them, but at least one type of hummingbird, flies across the Gulf of Mexico, you know, and then back in the spring. So it flies, you know, from Texas to, you know, somewhere down across the Gulf of Mexico. And I'm thinking, a little hummingbird whose wings beat like a bazillion miles per hour is crossing the Gulf of Mexico. They must be starving. I pictured like ravenous hordes of hummingbirds descending upon cattle and stripping them bare after flying across the Gulf of Mexico. Are they carrying coconuts? I can't tell if they're African or American swallows. There's a lot of them. I'm suggesting coconuts migrate. Oh no, we've started on Tuesday. Oh well. Yep, Sandra, no feeders for me. They have lots of natural things growing to eat. That's how I do it. The cedar waxwings and redwing blackbirds. I think I've mentioned before, the redwing blackbirds they have what I consider to be the prettiest bird song. Sorry, Chirpy. Chirpy's going to be mad. But yeah, the redwing blackbirds, because just I absolutely love their call. And then the cedar waxwings, they are, you know, the voracious chow hounds of the bird world. I get lots of migrating birds at work. It's fun to try and guess what they are. Cool. Well, now they have like the apps and so forth that can recognize the bird song and so forth. I ended up feeding squirrels when I put out a bird feeder. So my dad has a bird feeder outside their bedroom window, and he and mom like to watch the birds there. And then, you know, he had the same squirrel problem. But since behind the house was nothing but miles and miles of woods, it became pretty common for him just to pick off the squirrels with the .22 through the bedroom window. It turned me into a newt. I got better. Oops. Ooh, planning to start my first medicinal and veggie garden this year. When should I start the seeds? I would like to start them in pots. Okay, so Constant, the trick here is find a planting calendar for your region. So they may have a county extension office or the state agricultural organization or master gardeners or something like that. But find a planting calendar because things are different depending on where you are. When you would start things, and so I don't know exactly up there in South Carolina when is the right time to start different plants. So yeah. Look for like herb gardening in South Carolina calendar or something like that, and that will guide you on your planting journey. I got better. Yeah. Love Redwing Blackbirds. I don't see them very often. They seem, at least in Minnesota growing up, they mainly hang out around lakes and the bigger rivers. They seem to like water for some reason. Hey, Bernice. Hummingbirds are the ultimate example of a small creature inferiority. Why can't I say that word? Because I just don't grasp the concept, I guess. But yeah. Can you imagine if like hummingbirds and chihuahuas teamed up together? Oh boy. Yep. From the bedroom window, he has the rifle sitting there. Kapow, squirrel for supper. Hey, good morning, George. Yep, squirrels with gravy is really good. That was one of my favorite foods growing up. Instead of the different wild games, other than a small feral hog, squirrel was always my favorite growing up. Hey, Julie, good morning. All right, let's see. Yeah, not even. That's take out of war. Not even going to try. I have neighborhood peacocks that I want to encourage so I can feed black sunflower. They don't eat it all, so other birds get leftovers. That's cool. Do they screech? The experiences with peacocks is, yeah, they're pretty, but man, they noisy and loud. Oh, cool, Henry. You have owls that hang out in your trees? Very neat. Tina, yep. You and me both. I have a very scientific approach to gardening here in East Texas. I literally throw seeds or pull up weeds from other areas and lay them into dirt. If they survive and thrive, they belong there. If they don't, well, so be it. Yeah. But again, up in South Carolina, you're welcome, Constance. Yeah, look around. There's got to be someone who has a planting guide for South Carolina. Yep, and I use the Montgomery County one. Is absolutely fantastic here in Texas. I found it better than the Harris County. And since I'm right on the Harris-Montgomery County border, I figure they're pretty much the same anyway. Oops, the stand keeps dropping there. Hey, good morning, Amy. Yep, many states have agricultural extension services with lots of gardening info online. You can call master gardeners assigned to our county through this program. Now, I'm assuming that the master gardeners program isn't just Texas specific, something Texas set up. I'm assuming other states have it too. Maybe slightly different name, and maybe not. There may not be one overriding federal guide for it, but I suspect other states have similar things, especially big agricultural states, which South Carolina, I'm assuming, would be one. My son Bo is just like his dad. Every animal he sees, his response is not like most kids of the common 8-year-old kid response of how cute. His is more, how much meat would that make for us? I taught him well. Definitely. Those are going to be useful skills here in the coming apocalypse. You have coffee now? I too have coffee. Let us drink coffee together. Christmas coffee. Yeah, I went to East Texas to visit my mom yesterday, and there was a wild hog dead on the side of the freeway. I've never seen that before, and I just imagine a herd of hogs crossing the freeway. Yeah, can you imagine hitting one with your car? It's going to mess it up big time, worse than a deer. There's a corner store in the middle of nowhere, corner of 2 highways, all ranch country, lots of peafowl. I've chased them off so a guy could drive off. Yikes. Amy, okay, you're in Pennsylvania. These gardeners go through training, then volunteer to serve the community. Yep, same thing with master gardeners here. So they go through a fairly extensive training, and in return, they have to offer their services, volunteer a certain number of hours every month or year or something like that. Whoa, wolf. I hate to admit it, but peacocks terrify me. Ever have one swoop on you? No, I haven't. If they're like geese, though, like really pretty geese. Yeeks. Yep, it'd be like hitting a tank. Very much so. I think the worst would be hitting one on a motorcycle. Ugh. Yeah, cat. Birds are tiny dinos, and most are legit terrifying. Okay, Chris, when you take wild game, do you eat the organ meat or just the muscles? So I'm a big fan of the heart, and depending on the overall health of the animal, like looking at the liver, checking for spots or signs of infections, yeah, that'll go. I'm not a big spleen eater. I know I should be, but kidneys, heart, lungs. My dad, we were talking a few days ago, and how he absolutely loved pig's brains. His mom would just fry him up in some bacon grease, and it was like a delicacy for him. So going after that. But, looking how we evolved, yeah, we ate everything. We ate the intestines, we ate all the organs, So I'm trying to get back to that. But, man, heart is so good. So good. It's a little tricky to cook right, because if you cook it wrong, then it's just cardboardy. But, man, yeah. Swans are also jerks. Hey, good morning, Jonathan. Still in Facebook prison? Oh, cool, Donna. Your son is training as a master gardener. Very neat. Very, very, very neat. Hey, Bonnie. Good morning. How are you today? Not driving anywhere? Yep, Henry, that will destroy a car. Hitting a pig will, completely ruin your day, the pig's day, everyone's day. Hey, Doug, good morning. I need to check my notes, Doug. Do I owe you something, like another phone call or something, to make some more plans for the presentations I'll be doing for your organization? I need to look that up. Yikes, Jennifer. Roadside viewing. Small dead hog, then medium hog, large hog, then car with dents, no bumpers, and wheels askew. Yep, that sounds about right. Yikes, terrible. Oh. Okay, David, any advice for composting? I got one of those spinning barrel type composters. Cool, those are really good. The key that most people don't understand about composting is you don't want it to be 100% green, fresh veggie scraps. You also need some older, dead, brown type stuff, and that's to get the right mixture of nitrogen and carbon and phosphorus. And off the top of my head, I apologize, I don't remember what the brown does, but if you don't include enough of the brown dried compost, the bacteria that is breaking down the greens end up using up a bunch of one of the elements and turns it into something that's no longer useful. I want to say nitrogen. I think they end up making nitrogen gas, but I'm not sure. But anyway, so like newspaper, dead leaves, any just lignous type material. So dried leaves would be ideal, but even shredded paper, if it was, of course, printed with a food safe ink, which most of them nowadays are. Most of the inks don't have like mercury or lead or things like that in it, but it'd be worth testing. But yeah, you want to have a mixture of dried plant and the green plant in there for the highest quality soil. But yeah, the rolling drum things are really nice because they really keep the stuff mixed up. Ooh, in my time East Texas hawk hunting, we found more than one rifle slug in the rib cage. I believe it. I mean, when you skin the hog, you realize they have this huge layer of fat, and then a layer of gristle, and then muscle, and then bone, and then you're out the other side of the, then you're doing it again on the other side. Good, Kelsey. Agreed. Heart cooked the right way is excellent. 20s, man, you got a big one there. Hey, so I dislike swans so much. I haven't had an encounter with swans. All my evil bird encounters have been geese, but I can believe swans are jerks too. Oops. Christmas is humorous around here with the kids. Grammy, why are you saving the turkey bombs? Mom, why in the hell are you saving all the lobster and crab shells? Ugh. Thought I taught you guys better than this. There's more food to be had here. Okay, so this is where I have to admit an accident. So, for Christmas, I smoked a turkey. It was excellent. And then I had all these wonderful bones and stuff. And I thought, okay, I got time. I'm going to make some broth. So I put the bones and some celery and some seasoning and salt and so forth in the pot and got it, simmering for hours. Oh, it smelled so good and everything. And then we watched a movie, and then we went to bed with the pot still on the stove, simmering. I had the heat down, it's a gas stove, so I had the flame like just as small as you can get, which probably saved our lives, because the next morning I came down and it was like, okay, something, oh crap. I had a lid on the pot, and I saw it, and the flame was still under there, and I thought, okay, the pot isn't melted, the cabinets haven't been burnt. Okay, so maybe we're okay here. And opened up the lid, and just this huge cloud of stinky burnt chicken bone came wafting out, filled the kitchen with smoke. And so I had to spend like the next hour scraping and scrubbing the pan. Not good. I felt really bad. So what happens when you take some time off from the brain pill? Hey, the carpenters are in the house. Good morning. Dale. Yep, that's the way you do it. Take the heart of every beast you kill. Take the power of the beast. There was a homeless man who would lay on the ground and cuddle with the geese at a local park here. It was cool to watch. They seemed to love him. Okay, thank you. All right, I will get on that. I just finished some other stuff for some other groups, so I can focus on that. All right, drop me a note. Anyway, Doug, please. Chirpy agrees. Oh yeah, coffee grounds are good for compost. That's something that goes in mine, and that counts as the brown dried stuff. So for roller, I'm like looking up, like I can see more words, more chat comments behind my computer or something. Okay, dog poop. The thing with dog poop is they carry parasites that can be passed to humans. Humans and dogs have been hanging out together long enough for that to evolve. So I would not put dog poop in there. Now, there is, if you have a dog, there is another really great way of composting the dog poop. And it's basically like building a small septic tank somewhere in your yard to put the dog poop in. So it's basically like a 5-gallon bucket with a bunch of holes drilled in it. and then stuck down, buried in the dirt with like a rock or something over the top so no one steps in it. And then you put all your dog crap in that bucket and some water, and just over time let it all slurry and decompose and seep into the soil that way, rather than mixing it with the compost that you might be using for food garden type stuff. No, the flash. So it's the camera trying to adjust for the color. The sun is coming up. Where's the sun? The sun's coming up, and so it's freaking the camera out some. Yeah, I've seen those deer whistles. I don't know if they work either. I haven't hit a deer. That's something that always scares me. I want to get one of those big deer-proof front ends for my 4Runner, because I spend a lot of time driving through, the wilds of Texas early in the morning or late at night when the deer are most active. Hey, Constance. Yes, I try. If I find worms, I throw them in the compost to help chew everything up there. Most definitely. Good morning, Nicole. Yep, that's a good thing. You feed the composter with a cup or so of our garden soil that already has microbes and everything good in there, and kind of to inoculate the compost. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't have to put worms in my compost. I add a bag of masa meal every year, build it, and they will come. Yep. Okay, yeah, now cow poop and chicken poop is good because they don't carry the same parasites that the dogs do. So, yeah, that's safe. But there's multiple places where I've read that you do not include the dog poop in compost that you are going to use for food. Let's see. Anyone know with cows know the best way to use their manure? Tina, that one's for you. I remember the dairy farm my grandfather had. They would have the manure spreader and spread it out on the fields every spring, but they would collect the manure, and it had to be aged for a while, if I can remember correctly. All right. Here's a really good question. Henry asks, how do you keep ants out of compost? Okay, Henry, here's the thing. I don't. I'd rather have them in the compost than elsewhere, and they are actually helping aerate and churn up and otherwise. What's going on here? Everything blacked out for a second. Yeah, so I see ants as a beneficial part of the compost. Now, when it comes time to harvest the compost and dig up the dirt, then I'll hit them with, depending on the type of ants. If they're fire ants, yeah, they get the boiling water treatment. I'm a cruel, heartless man that way. But during the aging of the compost, yeah, ants are like, hey, cool, ants. So. Let's see. I lived here years before I saw my first worm. I only see worms in my veggie garden, never anywhere else. So it's probably where the veggie garden has the most food for them. A lot of the worms, they come out at night and eat the leaf compost and dead leaves and things like that on the ground, and then slip away again in the morning. Yeah, Tina, I know. I felt horrible that I burnt the broth. But yeah, very glad I didn't burn the house down. Ooh, yeah, vermicomposting. That's where you take the worms and you have a special bucket and you put everything in there. These little guys are still in the garden, so when I feed the composter with a bit of garden soil, sometimes the worms get rehomed. Oh, that's funny. My brother up in Alaska has been doing the vermiculture thing for years. And I built one, and then it was working great, and then I just got too busy. Let's see. All I know is what Mama used to say, money is like manure. It works best when you spread it around. Yeah, I believe the best way to spread it is to other business owners rather than the government, but hey, that's just me. Oh, yes, Dan. So exciting news about the blood pressure pill. It should be shipped to Amazon Let's see. Today's Tuesday, so it should be Thursday. Yeah, so like last day of the year, just before the holidays. So the blood pressure pill, it's done being manufactured, and so it's being shipped to the Amazon and to us. It will take at least a month before it is available for sale on Amazon. Hopefully we can get it up on the Medicine Man Plant Co. page sooner. But, like I said before, as big a pain in the ass as Amazon is, it is the biggest store in the world, and it's better to have our stuff in the biggest store in the world rather than selling it from a tent in the side of the road in the middle of nowhere. So, I will keep you posted as to when it is available, but very exciting. Yeah, it's coming out. And then after that will be the anxiety pill, or actually we'll be calling it the tranquility pill. Yep. Non-glossy paper can be layered in the compost. Yeah, Tina did out in her barn. What was it, on Christmas Day, Tina? You had a frozen pipe or a cracked pipe or something like that? Horrible gift. 12 days of Christmas. My true love gave to me 6 geese a laying. Broody geese will attack to protect offspring. Yeah. The more you listen to that song, you start to wonder how much the people actually liked each other. Ooh, here's good. Those deer whistles will spook horses and trailers. Not a good thing to happen at 70 miles per hour down the highway. Ooh, yeah. Okay, morning. Would juniper trees make soil overly acidic, helping a friend become more self-sufficient? So, if you're down in Victoria, Josh, are we talking the Texas cedar or more the East Texas red cedar? Because the Texas cedar prefers a more alkaline soil. That's why you have the Austin chalk and all that. And so they're not really going to make the soil more acidic like a pine tree does. The pine needles would make the soil more acidic. Now, the red cedar, it might make things a little more acidic. Just direct message me a little more information, like where in Texas, like what county this is located in. And so are they trying to make it more acidic, or are they afraid of making it more acidic? Okay. Okay, seemed like there was a delay again. It's 7:50. It's time for the group take. Yay, group take. Bonding through better health. The liver pill, cleanse, support, detoxify, protect. Yay! Oops. I'm out here. 4. Yeah, it's interesting as I was looking back, and the donut shop started before we had any Medicine Man products available. Hey, Roxana. Oh, Dad's here. Hi, Jim. Hey, Dad. Morning. Oh, 2? 2? Oh, man, Dad. Yeah, 2 degrees. Not going there, Dad. You'd think I'd be used to big pills. So the blood pressure, it has hawthorn, which helps regulate the contraction strength of the heart. It has ginger, which is a nitric oxide increaser, which causes the blood vessels to relax and open up. Oh, and it has roselle hawthorn, which also has some effects both on the blood vessels and on the beating heart. Oh, and also in the ginger, there are some antioxidants that help break down cholesterol to reduce the chance of plaque building up in your hearts and in your vessels and collapsing them. So several different mechanisms come into play with the blood pressure pill. The brain pill, memory, focus, mental clarity, attention. Oh. Love the smell. Oh, I need to get my beard butter on. The immune pill. Support, maintain, prepare, fight. In my experience, ginger's red blood pressure. Yeah. Nope. Smell here. One more. The libido pill. Yep. There are kids watching, so I won't keep that. Ooh. That explains why this has been such a good year. The bottle's almost empty. All right. Yeah. Going back to gingers and the whole Marianne ginger debate. Ginger. Nope. Send me a message, Kathleen, a private message. Another person, sorry, I'm swallowing, had a similar issue, and I had to look up the herbs. I don't remember off the top of my head what they were, but there are some things that will help with that. But yeah, I'll get you that information. Oh yeah, Nicole, I figured you'd like that. Oh, yesterday was absolutely fantastic to learn how to use my new watch. I got Mark. It works. I can't wait to try it again today. I'm so in love. Oh, I need to bring it out here. Yeah, I've been hit the ground running with medicine, man. With the blood pressure coming out, all sorts of extra paperwork and so forth. And yeah, so I was in my boss's house like from right after I left here to after dark, which, okay, granted, after dark is kind of early here, but so be it. 2 degrees, Dad. I'm sorry. I'm still stuck on your 2 degrees, Dad. And that just, that sounds so miserable. And snow? No, not going to be here. But then here, I guess tomorrow's Wednesday, yeah, big thunderstorms are supposed to be moving into Houston, and they're predicting up to 2 inches of rain falling. So it's about to get really wet here. And then after that, I believe more winter weather is coming. But, you know, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And so I keep telling myself that, you know, it will work out because this is what I'm supposed to do. And if you're doing what you're supposed to do, it will work out. And everyone will live happily ever after, right? Right. So I keep looking down. Mike. So I brought me a large piece of black walnut, like, you know, a little over a foot across and a little over a foot long. And it needs to dry before I can do anything with it. And so to dry, I peeled all the bark off. And so there's this pile of black walnut bark by my feet. And it smells so good. I'm big into smelling things. You might have noticed that. But I want to like make a black walnut incense or something from this. Oh well. Anyway, I just thought I'd share my nasal fixation with you. Oh yeah, I resemble it. Ginger is good for everyone. Definitely, a spice. Definitely a spice. Alan, 2 degrees, but it'll be a dry snow. So actually, in a lot of ways, in like Minnesota and in the Arctic, really deep cold like that is safer than being right around freezing, for exactly the reason you mentioned, Alan. Because when it's 2 degrees, the snow doesn't melt. It just sticks to you some, but it doesn't melt. And so if it doesn't melt, your clothing doesn't get wet, and if your clothing doesn't get wet, you're less likely to get hypothermia. So yeah, big problem there. Yeah, it still smells. It has that hint of iodine, which as a chemist I really like, because it really smells like so in grad school, where I went to grad school, the teaching labs, where I was the TA, was over 100 years old, and all the wood was like black walnut and brass, and had been deeply soaked with chlorine and iodine and all this stuff, and it smells a lot like those labs. It smells good. I'm still pretty sure it's black walnut. Oh yeah, I haven't seen Nick this morning. Oh, what time is it? I need to keep an eye on the time. Oops. Yeah, so Nick Blackman from Wazoo Survival, he carved a spoon, and black walnut, and right at the heart, where the heart of the black walnut is dark, and then the surrounding wood is lighter, and he worked that color change into the spoon beautifully. All right, I wonder how herbs and tea bags keep nutrients, but spices and spice cabinets don't. So usually it's a oxygen thing. The tea bags are in a smaller, tighter container. They got the bag around them, and so there's just less oxygen that can get to them, because the oxygen is the big destroyer of nutrients. Oh, hey Nick, good morning. Liking your spoon. Throw up a picture in this thread after we shut down. All right, but it is 8 o'clock. Time to go back into battle. Wow, but I am pumped up, for I am Chirpy's. Oh, okay. Let me see if we can. Don't fly away. Don't fly away. Where are you, Chirpy? Wait a minute. I need a zoom. Okay, I can't see. Chirpy's hanging out in the tree, singing away. All right. Oops. I don't want to burn up my camera here. All right, tribe. Thank you very much. Mom, Dad, love you. Stay warm. Stay safe. Have someone deliver donuts. Don't go out in this cold. Get ready for the snow. Rest of the tribe, I will see you tomorrow morning. Same time, same place. Until then, have a great day. You are part of a great tribe. And so just use that to your advantage. Go, when they say, you in what army? You say, oh, I got an army. I got a tribe. Okay. Finish your coffee, finish your donuts, and let's go tackle the world, folks. Make it better. Blah, 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 blah.